Is a menu slimming still a menu good?
Princess Bear here today. We're at Disney's Coronado Springs Resort because we're springing into these changes on this here menu.
We're going to El Mercado de Coronado.
Yes, it's been far too long since we came. The menu's updated a couple times,
Yes.
but as your number one choice in foodie entertainment, we're finally here to try these things so you don't have to, which is vegan. I'm not. Let's go on a siesta.
It's time to foodie and chill.
El Mercado has done a lot of things over the years. It used to be a place that we avoided as much as I personally want to avoid ABC Commissary and Casa Craze. And yes, I'm starting off the video with more shade to both of those places. But this place has always been sort of like the Epcot of Coronado in a constant state of becoming. This menu and their offerings change a lot as they seem to be trying to figure out what they want to do, what they don't want to do. We've seen like the pasta station come and go. That's back. We've seen the burger station completely change up its options. We've seen the rice bowls come and go, change, be reimagined. And now we have a new rice bowl in this Barbacoa steak bowl. So you have the cilantro rice base with the barbacoa over here, beans, pico de gallo, pickled onions. They give you 2 limes. I don't know if I need 2, but they give you 2. And then they also have the option for sour cream if you want it in like a separate fridge. Me being the lactose intolerant bear that I am, I decided that I didn't want to risk that. I've got cheese. That's enough. So we're just going to dive right in. Plenty of rice, plenty of beans. Enough barbacoa, allegedly. Get all of that. The pico, get some lettuce. Gotta have your healthy veggies in there. The pieces of steak are there. They're small. I would say like not like ground meat kind of small, but they're like little itty bitty nuggets. They're not very big. What they are is very flavorful. Little bites of meaty juiciness right on top, like a meat gusher on top of the rice and the pico de gallo, the cheese. It's all given very much rice bowl. I wouldn't say the rice bowls are unique, and I don't believe I'm saying this in an actual sentence. They're not as unique as something that you would get at, say, like Pecos Bill in Magic Kingdom. But those have an identity. These feel more just like run-of-the-mill rice bowls. And I feel like Coronado has enough of a presence, enough of a theme, where you can get a little bit extra. We've had all sorts of like unique Spanish and Mexican dishes in this restaurant. I think it's time to lean back more into that. I understand it's your quick service, it's for the majority of palates, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't be brave. This feels safe, but not brave. I'd give this 3.75 out of 5 stars.
The last time that we came here, the veggie bowl had a couple of different options. You could do a salad, you could do cauliflower rice, and then they had like a chili lime rice, if I remember correctly, or maybe like a Spanish rice. I don't recall. All of those have been removed from the menu. They did redo the salad, so the salad is not completely gone. And then they have a garlic rice. For vegans, you do need to... Well, you can go in the line. There's like an allergy line. You can go in that one too. You basically have to have them ask for the chef. I tried working with the cast member up at the front, but once my questions got a little bit too difficult, they grabbed the chef, and that is exactly the way that they should do it. So I'm here for that. What I did get for my bowl with this beautiful rice is a chorizo, vegan cheese, and then of course all the same fixins as Bear. So rice, and I guess not rice, just chorizo, lettuce, and pico. I'm here for this. Down at the very bottom of the bowl, there is rice. It's not a lot. It's not as much as I would expect. This bowl is like 60% chorizo. Spicy, really tasty. I feel spoiled with this much chorizo. You can also ask for like a vegan quesadilla if you want to. You can do a pasta. They have some salad. I think this is the way. If you don't do this, I would suggest Maya Grill, because then they'll also like make all of your vegan dreams come true. But this is delicious. I'm going to give this a 4.75 out of 5 bowls. I think if the ratios were a little bit better and there was like more rice, not complaining about the amount of chorizo, but if there was more rice, I think this would be a 5.
There's oftentimes the princess does her allergy menu magic. I feel a little bit internally jealous. You know, I'm a regular bear. I stand in the slop line like everybody else, and I get what they give me. They gave her this beautiful rice bowl that is almost ballparking it 50% heavier than the steak bowl that I got. And this is a vegan meat. This thing is hefty. Like, I could do arm curls off of this. Like, forever impressive level of workout with this bowl. But tons of the things. The vegan cheese, tons of chorizo. We got some corn in here, the pico. And then the a little bit of pickled onions on the other side. But a filling bowl. What you expect from a bowl. I love their base vegan chorizo here, that plant-based chorizo, because it's got like the chorizo spice. So you get a little bit of heat, nothing insane. It's like I even had to give it a heat rating from the spices themselves. It might be like a 1 or a 5 or a 2 out of 10 on the heat scale, but it's tempered by a little bit of like lime that's already in the chorizo. And then they give you an extra lime to squeeze over top. It gives it a nice flavor without overpowering the rest of the dish. The pico comes through, that acidity of it. You get the vegan cheese and the rice. It's a filling bite. And for what they do for their allergy-friendly people, and I believe sometimes they should get special treatment, so they're getting shafted most other times, this is a beautiful bowl that really just should be on the menu. They serve vegan chorizo at Maya, and it really shouldn't be as difficult as it is sometimes the vegans to get served here. It's not hard. It's never been harder other places. We have a harder time ordering vegan food at Rosie's All-American than we do here. But it should still be in the menu. All the vegan things and the options to be in the menu should be chicken steak, vegan chorizo. Just like a little thing. Just like you would put chicken, shrimp, and tofu. Make it easier on everybody. Either way, it's a beautiful bowl. It's probably better than most other bowls you're going to get on property. I would say this, in this configuration, maybe even comes close to touching the knee of our beloved Century Canteen. I'll give that 4.5 out of 5 claws.
When Bear was eating his bowl, he went through the list of things that have changed here at El Mercado de Coronado. He forgot to mention the ramen bar. So, moment of silence for the ramen bar? No, not really. This place also used to be called Pepper Market, and Pepper Market used to have a really awesome collection of hot sauces, which was amazing. Now, what Pepper Market also used to have was an Impossible burger with goat cheese, arugula, and tomato. That burger continued on after Pepper Market became El Mercado and stayed on throughout the life of this restaurant up until this year. This year they finally changed it, and so we have an Impossible burger with spinach and sun-dried tomato, and then it usually comes with cheese and 2 kinds of aioli, none of which are vegan, so we're just getting a regular Impossible burger this time. And I gotta say, considering how much terrible luck I've had with ordering a burger here specifically, I am so glad that this is like easily available and ordering now. Cheers to, gosh, I've been waiting for this to change for like at least 8 years. So cheers to new beginnings. The seasoning on the burger is actually really nice. I like the sun-dried tomatoes on there. The spinach is okay. The stems kind of throw me off, but I usually don't like super stemmy spinach when I eat it. The bun is nice. They do have mustard, ketchup, and hot sauce. Those are the vegan sauces you could put on this since you can't get aioli. I'm definitely going to be adding sauce. On its own, I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5 burgers. It's getting higher marks because it finally changed and it's so much better than its predecessor that it needs It needs some love.
The El Mercado Impossible Burger is a thing of legend. This thing it's been a consistent boy for a long time. Seeing it change up, sort of like renew its fit, if you will, is a good thing. I had high hopes ordering the sandwich because seeing the Impossible Burger so well decorated on the menu, the beautiful food photos up there. Gordon Ramsay probably wouldn't approve, but they did in fact look pretty. It came with a garlic aioli and a Boursin cheese. Now, we saw Boursin cheese at the recent Epcot festivals, which is great. The unfortunate part is that they don't have the vegan Boursin here. The vegan Boursin on this Impossible would have gone great. It's the non-vegan version they had this just past festival, which makes it a little sad. But sun-dried tomato and spinach is a little bit different than you normally see in an Impossible Burger, and I appreciate the enhanced fixings, if you will. They have a really good sear in the Impossible Burger that sort of locks in that flavor. You have the like grilled burger flavor. It's a little bit salty, as Impossible tends to be. And you have that nice sun-dried tomato and the spinach on there. We probably could have pressed them harder to give us the vegan cheese. They have the vegan cheese on Princess's Rice Bowl. They probably could have put the vegan cheese on here. We just asked a little bit harder. There's a confusion ordering it when I was like, we don't want anything that's not vegan. They're like, well, it's vegan as is. And then they're like, oh, wait, no, the cheeses aren't vegan. The sauce isn't vegan. I'm like, okay, well, then I don't want any of that because I want a vegan. Either way, it happens. Sometimes you have a barrier. You need, especially in places like this, to be an advocate for yourself. It's your food and you're paying for it. Do not be afraid to ask. As it is, though, I still think it's a massive improvement over the Impossible Burger they did have. The spinach and sun-dried tomato go a long way towards selling something that's more unique to El Mercado. Let Pepper Market rest in peace. And no, I did not forget about the ramen bar. I'm just denying its entire existence. I would give this a 3.75 out of 5 claws. You know, I complain, criticize, it's probably the better word, criticize is the word I'm looking for, constructively, a lot of different things across the Walt Disney World Resort in terms of food. All the rest of the complaints that are in the ether as far as other creators, honestly, I don't actually care about a lot of those. Food, though. Food, I will make my voice heard. I have complained a lot about hot honey chicken or hot honey across the resort and how useless it is at its core. Hot honey is not hot, and I don't understand the push to put hot honey on so many things because honestly, it doesn't really feel like it's doing a whole hell of a lot. Knowing that, I willingly, of my own volition, arm not twisted, order this hot honey chicken on my own. So at this point, I'm really only torturing myself. So, here we go with another hot honey chicken sandwich. Nice and fried, breaded, got lettuce, pickle, tons of the hot honey sauce. And I did see them. They were in the back. Tossed this thing in a bowl so it was covered on every edge. Maybe that's an improvement? We shall see. I'm impressed. If I can give El Mercado some sort of reward, I might do that because this is actually a little bit spicy. It started off at like a 0.5 out of 10 on the heat scale. It's slowly working its way up sort of like mid to front mouth. It's sitting somewhere like a 4.5 out of 10 on the heat scale, so there's some heat to it. Also, they have actual hot sauce that people would like here. They have Texas Pete. So if I wanted to ratchet up the heat a little bit, I had the ability to do so. But honestly, I think the heat, the way it is, it's nice. You have a nice like aura of heat, and then the sweetness on top of the breaded chicken sandwich is actually moist. The bun leaves a little bit desired, but honestly, the sandwich itself is kind of nice. Not memorable, not run here and get this, but much better than I was expecting. 3.5 out of 5 claws.
In case you didn't know, El Mercado is a third-party quick service restaurant. There's like no other place on Walt Disney World Resort that I can think of where the quick service is actually third-party. So this third-party restaurant here, it's owned by Las Palmas Restaurant Group. They own everything in the Mexico Pavilion. Every single thing that you eat is owned by them. And then Fonterra at Disney Springs. And then here it's El Mercado, Laguna Bar, Siesta's Cantina, the pool bar, at Maya Grill, and Rick's. So Bear and I frequent this hotel a lot, and our favorite bartender, Jessica, she works at Laguna Bar. She's not here today, but shout out to Jessica. If you are staying here and you want a marg, Jessica's your girl. She makes the best margs here. But I guess we come here a lot. Got recognized by the manager, who was super cool, and decided that he wanted to give us a sample of a new drink that is coming out. This was gifted to us, but I'm still going to read it. This is a Lychee Paloma. Beautiful, hand-mixed, handmade syrup. I'm excited. Okay, so for me with lychee, it's usually like an overpowering flavor, and it kind of takes over most of what you drink, and it's a little citrusy in my opinion. This is not like that. It's a little more subtle, a little more smooth, easier to drink. I think this would be best at Siesta's Cantina, as you can just have like a nice little drink by the pool. It's very refreshing. Definitely would take it outside if it wasn't raining right now. I would give this a 4 out of 5 Palomas. It's very good. It's missing that like tart bite of a Paloma, and I think that's intentional with the lychee. So take that for what you will. I think if I squeeze the lime in it, it would probably be better.
The apprentice surprised me. Was like, they want us to try their new drink. And I'm like, ooh, I like drinks. But where she went from curiosity to my attention was Lychee Paloma. I'm not regularly a Paloma drinker because I feel like the default flavor for most Palomas is grapefruit. Griffin fruit for the layman's. And it's always been like a bit too harsh for me. Mama Bear, who you've seen once or twice on the channel, she loves grapefruit. I kind of low-key despise it. So when I see a Paloma, while it looks refreshing, I avoid. Now lychee, that feels interesting because it's also sort of in the citrus family, but more of like an exotic citrus. It tends to be a little bit more mild. So that in a Paloma, I am in fact at attention. It's like standing, like military. Get your minds out of together. Either way. Ooh. Could almost do like a Joel meme fist bite. Delicious. That's the right amount of tart for me. Like honestly, I want to be in the shortest of board shorts with like a very tight, bear-shaped bro top at the pool with a floppy hat on my head and like 6 of these. I don't care that it's 109 degrees feels like today. I feel like I need the awesomeness of this to be balanced by the harshness of the sun. That's how refreshing it is. I think I could survive in 109 degree heat with just this. I can do a little bit more kick, you know? Maybe a spicy lychee Paloma. But that's like pipe dreams. This is still extremely good. When this lands on the menu here at Rick's, I'm gonna need you to come try it for yourself and tell us what you think. I'm giving this a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I feel like I have just been to a Spanish market.
I had an amazing meal. I'm surprised at how good everything was, and I'm especially excited for that burger change.
Yes, things are always a changing here at the Coronado Resort, and every time we come, even though we think, you know what, they've gotten better. They couldn't get any better. They keep getting better. It's, not the same level of improvement anytime, but the fact of the matter is they're improving. That's what counts.
I agree.
We love coming here. The culinary team is great. They love to see themselves challenged. They're always extremely excited when we come and try their new things because they know this is their opportunity to they want everybody else to know how much they're improving. Just like we want to show you all they're improving. That's fun for everybody.
Yes, absolutely. So big thank you for the beautiful drink. And we're excited to come back. Of course, we will always come back.
Yes, my mouth is still on fire from the hot honey chicken sandwich, but you know what? I put my money where my mouth is. But I don't know what you guys think of the new items that you've seen. Do you even consider El Mercado when you come here? Or you're like, it's quick service, I'm going somewhere else? Well, let us know where you have your quick meals in the comments below. As always, if there's anything else you can see us do, that will always be the place to find us. Hit that notification bell if you want to see other videos like this. And
we have new videos 5 days a week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
We'll see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe and like this video. And if you don't comment, I think Bear might just yeet himself into that hidden Mickey up there. It's right there.
I mean, the chandelier does look kind of cozy. Chandeliers, light fixtures. Put your hood to that.